Sadikim and Sadikis from around the entire world. Today I have the privilege to be interviewing Raizy Fried. Raizy, how you doing?
Great, that was beautiful.
Amazing to have you here. All right. Can you please share with us a little bit about yourself, your hobbies? What do you enjoy doing? Let's hear.
Myself, my hobbies. I have too many hobbies to even start listing. I love creativity and doing anything creative, from setting a beautiful table to making these beautiful little packages of food to go, like, if somebody had a baby or whatever. Obviously, only when I have time. I love to draw. I love to read. I love music. I love so many different things.
I love that. Oh, yeah. Most people know you as a world-renowned Raizy Fried. How in the world did you become a cook? You created cookbooks. You have an app called Inspired Living. Can you please share with us a little bit about that? What's the story behind you?
How I became a cook. Trying to deal with the first question first, let's see if I'm going to remember it all. Very organically. I actually didn't train or didn't work very hard on it wasn't very intentional. I got married. I started cooking from cookbooks and playing around in the kitchen. And then I started seeing that I really enjoy it and I really like it. And I started to cultivate some confidence in the kitchen and slowly started playing around a little bit and started seeing that okay, so I'm good at this, And then I started organically sharing on Instagram just things that I was making. People were requesting recipes, so I was starting to measure. That's the cooking part of it. And then slowly I became sort of synonymous with Haim Shabbos food, because that's a lot of what I was sharing on Instagram, cooking for Shabbos, and people needed the recipes. It's very hard getting recipes on Instagram with the scrolling and the stuff. So yeah, we made a book, and then we made another book, and then I branched out to Inspired Living, which is more than just cooking. There is cooking on there, and I do cooking demonstrations on there. And I think I'll always do that because I love it, but it's not enough for me, just the cooking, because there's so much more to me. What occupies my brain most of the time is not recipes and food, although that's a very big percentage of my day. The food definitely plays a role. Food is very important. I'll never disregard that. I love a good meal, and I love creating an experience, which food to me is very much an experience. But what I discuss with my friends, we actually, I don't really discuss recipes with friends. With friends, I discuss topics that I'm passionate about and that I feel is important to life. So I wanted to bring that to the table as well, and have my brand be well-rounded to the lifestyle of a frum Jewish woman, which is not just food. It should be in any case. So that's how Inspired Living became. Inspired Living is a video platform for women offering inspirational videos on a broad, a lot of different categories that are applicable to our lifestyle. Everything from cooking to enhancing your home to motherhood, marriage, nurturing your soul, connecting, self-growth, mental health. All these things are important. And I found that to get into the heart of each topic and to really take apart a topic and get deep. I'm a very deep thinker. I like deep stuff. I found that Instagram wasn't the place. People's attention, people will just want, especially now with the whole new TikTok Reels algorithm, it's a whole different ballgame. And I felt like it just wasn't toxic to the kind of message that I want to give out. I'm more of a YouTube person. I find quality more on YouTube than on TikTok and Reel. I find that the Reels, the TikToks, it's basically the same thing. Don't feel so good if you're not on TikTok. The Real Instagram is totally evolving into TikTok. So they're amazing sometimes. And I see incredible creativity on there, but they're empty. It's niche. There's not much mamusas there. There's no depth to it. And I'm about depth. So I wanted to create a space where I can use my talents to get my message across. So yeah, that's why I opened this new platform for women. And that's what it is.
Wow, that's actually really beautiful. Mind-blowing. I didn't even realize why you created it until now. When did you start creating the videos? When was the time that you started creating them?
I started working on them over a year ago, probably. It started first with branding and establishing the platform and talking to the app creators to have an app as well, all that. Started filming before Pesach last year, because when we launched the thing, I didn't want it to be empty. So already with 10 videos on there, and then every week we give it a new video, but I'm not filming each week for the week that it's coming out, because it has to be if I have to roll out a new if I have to roll out a new video every week, there needs to be some system where it's organized and have extra stock so that we don't get stuck. We can't just say, okay, this week the video is not coming out, because it's subscription based. People are paying. It's serious business. So yeah. So I when I came out with the platform, it already had 10 videos on there. We were already rolling out every week a new video. So I already had stock. So I had filmed already like 20 videos. You know what I'm saying? And now already we have filmed through July already. It's filmed already. Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my God.
And we're talking before pie stuff. Yeah. We take breaks as well, but you know, because we have to focus on filming, we have to focus on editing. Editing itself is like it's and
true.
when we have to do everything at once, it's just so hard. I mean, we usually end up doing everything at once. It's always whatever. It's very interesting. It's an interesting cycle.
No, I get it. Wow. What is the most best and crazy memory throughout this adventure?
I don't know one specific one. All I know is meeting these incredible women is just, it's such an experience. I feel so lucky and privileged. I know that I put out the video to everyone, so everyone gets the experience in that. And that's beautiful, that I sit down and I have a deep conversation. And these are amazing women that I'm interviewing, and they have so much to offer. And I'm so happy that not just I get to hear everything that they have to share, but I can put it out for everyone, you know, that's interested. But the thing is that beyond that, there's always other things. Like I walk into a house, a lot of times we film in their house, a lot of times we film in different locations. It depends. Like, especially if things are abroad or people don't feel comfortable in the house, they don't, whatever. We film sometimes in restaurants, sometimes in parks when the weather is nice. I like that every episode has a different scenery. I also like when I can get somebody in their element. I feel like when you can capture a woman in her home, in her kitchen, in her office, like in her space, there's a beauty in that, no matter how it looks. So it's just like, usually, especially these women that like they have their personality in their space. So I think that's beautiful. But there's always, like, I sometimes walk in a home and I see more than just like that you can't capture on the video. The way they prepare. There's always little things that I'm so inspired by. And that just clicks in my mind, like, okay, that is why they're so successful, because it's their whole attitude towards life, towards things, and just having this very humbling, very intimate interaction with so many amazing women is just a privilege beyond. Yes.
Wow. What are your dreams? What's something you really, really, really want to accomplish?
Dreams beyond this?
Mm-hmm. Any dream.
Okay, so I'm working, this is a small dream. I'm working on another book, which is taking a very long time. I started working on this book. I actually started working on this book already before the first cookbook came out, but it's a personal, like sort of like, not a memoir, but like my thoughts, sort of, some of my stories, some things that I went through in life, some things that I learned, parts of my journey. And it's a vulnerable piece. And I keep on deciding what to put in and what not to put in. I do want to be vulnerable, but I also, certain things, you know, I don't want to share to protect my dignity, or just like some things are private. So
exactly,
weighing all of that, and like I also keep on getting smarter. So I keep on seeing how, yeah, like as I grow up, because I started writing this book for sure like 3-4 years ago. So I'm like, maybe I should wait. And I'm not going to wait forever, because I have another book I want to get out after this. So I don't know, but that's something that's coming up. We don't know when it's going to be, because I'm taking my time.
So excited.
I want it to be everything. I don't want to do top block. My other books, it was personal, but it was a whole different type of thing. And I did do it, knock it out in 8 weeks. I literally, photography and everything, it was like crazy. But this is not that kind of thing, because it's so emotional that I don't want to rush it. I want to take it piece by piece, chapter by chapter. Yeah. I mean, this Shabbos, I went away for a weekend, and I had this experience listening to some women talking, and it just like took me on a whole road trip in my mind. And there was just such an epiphany and such a refreshing thought that things that clicked together. And I just came home and I wrote a whole chapter. So like if I would publish it 2 years ago, I wouldn't have that chapter. But of course, you can wait around forever. But yeah.
It's true. You're just going to keep adding and adding.
Yeah. Wow. We keep deleting, we keep adding, whatever. We're playing around with it.
Exactly. Raizy, what is a life lesson that you can teach our audience?
A life lesson. I don't know, just keep learning and working on yourself. Keep being curious. Like when you feel something, why am I feeling this way? when you're mad at somebody, you can't stand somebody, why can't I stand that person? It's usually very telling, and usually you discover a lot about yourself or things that you want to work through, emotions that keep on coming up. Like, don't settle for less. Like, don't just be fine being moody and just being irritated all the time. Because I used to be that person. I used to be very, very bitter. That's going to be in my book. But like, very bitter, very irritated, wake up moody. Okay, it can also come from anxiety and different things. But like, there's the mental health aspect, and then there's the working on your mood aspect. They work hand in hand. But like, even if you're not having panic attacks, but you're experiencing like just emotions, things that are getting to you and whatever. When I talk about once in a while, I'm talking about things that keep on coming up. Be curious about that. Sit with it. Try to figure out, like, read up on it. Like, because when you get to the core of it, you can start working on it, and then you're going to just see your whole life is going to be different. You don't have to live that way.
Right. I love it. Okay. Raizy, thank you so much for joining this beautiful, wonderful, and amazing Elevate Yourself interview. Of course, for more interviews, everybody, and daily videos.
I love your chayshik. I love you have a certain zest about life. I love it.
Thank you. Please press that number below. And Laili Bialo here. Have an amazing day. And don't forget to elevate.
Thanks for having me, and Atzloch Hadava with everything that you do.
Thank you so much.